On that day, we were at the Forum Restaurant on Boylston Street.
Boylston Street. I was standing about 5 feet away from where the second bomb exploded.
We live on Laurel Street in Watertown.
Hereford and Boylston was my location at the time of the explosions.
Both my eardrums were blown out.
A lot of flashbacks, nightmares, loud noises, anything that's out of the ordinary will send me off. It will really startle me.
I've had hearing loss, and that's caused me difficulty at school.
I wasn't sure if she was injured or not, or if she was alive, and they just didn't want to tell me if she was dead or alive.
Reactions to violence are normal. Know the signs.
In April of this year, Massachusetts Office for Victim Assistance MOVA launched a campaign to ensure that everyone who was adversely affected by the Boston Marathon bombings are aware of free services available to them. Joining us this morning is Lowney, Executive Director of the Massachusetts Office of Victim Assistance, to share more about this campaign. Liam, nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me here, Ashley.
So nice to spread the word about this, and wonderful that you offer free services. Tell us about this campaign.
So MOVA, the Mass Office for Victim Assistance, we're an independent state agency that serves all crime victims in Massachusetts. This campaign is really our opportunity to make sure that everybody that was impacted by that terrible event knows that they can contact us to connect with the services that are available in their area.
And hearing these people speak, we realize that it's a lot of people that you may not even notice, because not all injuries are physical.
Certainly. I know we know many of the survivors very well now because of the coverage that's been on television, but there are so many people that were impacted with visible injuries, invisible injuries, and we want people to know that their reactions to this violence is normal. That the ability or inability to sleep, your inability to focus or pay attention at school or at work is a really common reaction to violence. We want people to know that they're not crazy, that that's normal. It's a normal reaction to an abnormal event.
And that there are services available to help them improve their quality of life.
Absolutely.
And the way they've been affected.
Yeah, they don't need to be isolated. They don't need to suffer alone. There are services right here in Springfield. There's services in Boston, and they can find those just by contacting us.
Now, who is eligible for these services?
Anyone that was impacted by this event, and we have a very broad definition, including the physically injured, those who were there that witnessed the event, the individuals that are first responders, families in Watertown, or anyone who had a unique experience that may have been re-triggered by this event are actually eligible as well.
And money is not an issue. These services are free.
The services are absolutely free. All of the services funded by MOVA are free. And so any survivor of crime in Massachusetts can contact us, and we'll connect them with the services in their area.
That's absolutely wonderful. How can people sign up and find out more about the MOVA program?
They can either look at our website, www.askmova.org, or they can call us on our phone number at the Ask MOVA phone number. And if they contact us, they'll talk to one of our advocates and be connected with what they need.
Now, you already did mention this briefly, but why is a program like MOVA needed?
There are so many crime victims across this Commonwealth, sadly. Crime happens every day, and we see it on the news. The ripple effects of that event for every individual continues throughout their lifetime, and it's our job to make sure that they have the supports and services to live that life after, to live happily, to feel like they can go to work, they can go to school, and engage in life again, because it's an ongoing thing. The trial has recently ended in this particular matter, as it does in many cases. Survivors of crime face struggles day after day after day after it's outside of the news's coverage. Right. So it's important that they know that we're there.
And I think the best thing about this whole thing is that people don't have to worry about money, that doesn't have to be a barrier in their way. So where do these funds come from to allow you to provide these services free of charge?
So MOVA is an identified funder. We fund services with federal dollars that we get every year. In the marathon, we actually ask for specific funding to support this particular population of crime victim. The funds are from the federal government, but they're actually perpetrator based. They come from perpetrator fines at the federal level, and so people don't have to worry. It's not tax money. You're not costing anyone a dime. It's money that they're entitled to. It's services they're entitled to, and they need only call us to get it.
Yes, and it's as easy as picking up the phone or visiting the website or sending an email. Now, we know July 4th is coming up, a big day for our country and our communities, and we all celebrate, but that can be very, very difficult for people who have suffered a traumatic experience. What advice do you give for people who may be going to a celebration or be around fireworks?
Events like July 4th, where there's loud noises, there's large crowds, a lot of people together in one place, really can make people feel anxious. And the best thing that they can really do for themselves is prepare for it. First of all, make a decision. Do you want to go? And also just make yourself aware. Where are the fireworks going to be in your area? Where are the large crowds going to be? Are you prepared to go? Do you want to bring a friend? Just prepare yourself for the fact that you may have a reaction to that.
Yes.
And again, it's entirely normal.
It's completely normal. Now, we are mentioning the Boston Marathon bombings and people who were adversely affected by that, but you offer, like you mentioned, service to those who are affected by any type of crime or trauma.
Absolutely. We serve victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, homicide. Right here in Springfield at Bay State Medical Center, there's a great homicide bereavement program that we fund. There's a great program at the Breen Center in Pittsfield. So there are services across the Commonwealth that we consider great partners in this work. And so I hope folks will call us to access them.
You do so much, and this is my first time personally hearing about you, but the services that you offer, the opportunities for people to get help, it is so wonderful, and it's so important that we spread the word so everyone knows where they can go when they need that help.
Thank you. I am privileged to work at MOVA. The agency's existed for 31 years. So we've served a lot of people, and sadly we'll serve a lot more.
Yes, and it's important to know that what you're feeling is normal and there's help out there. Thank you, Liam, for joining us today. Wonderful to get the word out there.
Thank you, Ashley.
And if people want more information, anyone who needs MOVA services, you can contact the program by going online at askmova.org or go to the Resilience Center in person.